Lads, today we're talking a little bit about something that is not ideal by any means for Caitlin Clark for the All-Star Game. The Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark is probably going to need a hardship player for the All-Star Game because multiple...
Caitlin Clark is built for moments like this. When adversity knocks, she doesn't just open the door, she tears it off the hinges. The All-Star Game was meant to be her moment, her stage, her spotlight right beside A'ja Wilson, MVP powerhouse and centerpiece of Team Clark's championship puzzle. But now, with Wilson sidelined, that spotlight isn't shared, it's blazing full force on Clark alone. And history tells us that's exactly where she thrives.
A'ja Wilson, man, she looked like she might not actually make it to the All-Star Game, man. Have that hurt, injured wrist. And I see it in the cast, man, right over here in the corner. If y'all can see that, I know it's a tag.
We're electric with anticipation. Clark and Wilson finally together, a dream duo ready to rewrite All-Star history. The hype was unreal, the moment built for greatness. But Clark knows setbacks. She's known them all her life. The doubters, the fouls, the criticism, the noise. And every time she's met it with the same response. Grit, leadership, cold-blooded excellence. She doesn't just answer pressure, she buries it.
Satu. Either way, A'ja Wilson is currently injured. Yes, A'ja Wilson is currently injured, which is not good, and it does not seem great. They say she has a sprained wrist with no timetable to return, and that means she's probably out for the All-Star Game. That means she's probably out. So it's the rookies. It's the rookies. Like, it is Caitlin Clark and the rookies versus...
Injury came fast and hard. In the Aces 8-7-7-8 loss to the New York Liberty, A'ja Wilson took a brutal fall. She drove to the rim, got fouled by Leonie Febic, and came crashing down on her right wrist. It was one of those falls that makes the whole arena go silent. The Aces bench rushed in like she was the last slice of pizza in a college dorm. Wilson, ever the warrior, made her free throws, played a few more possessions. But then reality hit, she couldn't continue, she was done.
So yeah, I ended up seeing this yesterday where she actually had this cast on her wrist, and I remember Angel Reese wearing this as well. She was out for a good minute after hurting her wrist, so I don't think A'ja Wilson...
I brought good news, sort of. No fracture, just a sprain. But this season has already tested Wilson's body. She missed 3 games earlier due to concussion protocol. Now this, it's been less like a season, more like a medical drama. And with her status in question, Team Clark feels the impact instantly. This was supposed to be their weapon, now it's their wound.
After A'ja Wilson's fall and wrist injury the other night, I was super nervous that it was going to be something more serious. It really looked bad, especially the way she landed. I've had that fracture from a similar fall, and my wrist immediately started hurting. She did have an MRI yesterday. She posted this: "Welp, nothing wakes you up like the sound of an MRI machine, but just want to say thank you for the prayers, New York Liberty. Thank you so much for the quick help and privacy. Truly appreciate it. Natasha Cloud was a real one for that. Prayers to my squad. Thank you for preventing my crash out. God has a plan that I'll never question. We're going to be all right." Which, the God has a plan I'll never question. Every time someone posts that, I get a little nervous because it makes me feel like they're saying God has a plan, which means I'm not going to play. And I was like...
Coach Becky Hammon tried to stay calm, tried to be the adult in the room. "We'll let it heal properly the first time," she said. "So we're not managing it all year. But here's the issue. The All-Star Game is July 19th. A grade 1 sprain usually means 1 to 3 weeks out. Do the math. The timing is brutal. And somewhere you can bet Caitlin Clark is already recalculating plans, lineups, rotations. Faster than a GPS rerouting after a missed turn."
So now it's being reported that her wrist is not broken, it's just a sprain. So we'll probably see her pretty soon, after she takes some time to heal and rest. So I'm just so glad it's not broken. This is such good news. She's not going to play tonight in tonight's game between the Aces and the Mystics. So, but give her some time to heal up and we'll see her soon. I'm just so glad it's not broken. This is the best.
Drama kicks into overdrive. This isn't just any All-Star Game. This is the next chapter in the Caitlin Clark vs. Angel Reese saga, a rivalry born in the 2023 NCAA title game when Reese hit Clark with the "you can't see me" gesture and ignited a media firestorm. The storylines were rich, the comparisons non-stop, 2 sides of the same coin, they said, but reality doesn't lie. Clark is leading Team Clark into battle. Angel Reese isn't even starting for Team Collier. Let that sink in.
Reese, girl, I'm curious, where are your followers at? And just in case you guys aren't aware, because Angel Reese and all her fans want to tell us all the time, you know, she's just as important with the growth of women's basketball because of all of the followers and all of the people who care about Angel Reese and want to get to know her. She's got 4.9 million followers on Instagram, and she's doing really well on TikTok. But we all know that the 2025 All-Star Starters lineup dropped, and Angel Reese has no...
Speaking of the draft, let's talk about the shade. Nafisa Collier didn't just pick Reese, she sent a message. When asked why, she said she needed a rebounder, someone to clean up her own misses. That's not strategy, that's sarcasm, and Reese felt it. The co-founder of Unrivaled, the self-proclaimed role model, the player on the 2K26 cover, she got handed a role player's job description.
All right, Fee, if Gabby Williams is off the board, who are you going with?
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna get into the post players.
Let's do it.
We need some rebounding. I'm gonna go with Me-Bounds, Angel. We need some rebounding on our team.
Angel Reese off the board here to Team Collier. Tasked with getting those boards here in India.
But Caitlin Clark wasn't playing by anyone's script. When the question of trades came up, most captains thought about players, not Clark. She looked at the camera and said, "I don't know if this is in the rules and I don't really care. We're trading coaches," just like that Cheryl Reeve, the Minnesota Lynx coach who criticized Clark's impact, was out, gone, sent to Team Collier. In came Sandy Brondello, Liberty Championship coach and Clark's first choice. This wasn't just a swap, it was a takeover, a CEO move in sneak.
Rules, I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it.
Brondello's reaction was perfect. Her teenage son texted her, "Mom, you got traded," and she laughed. That's the energy Clark wants. Winners, vibes, focus. Not critics, not politics, not people using her name to debate media coverage. With Wilson down, questions swirl. Do they replace her? Do they adjust the game plan? Do they panic? Not with Clark. She doesn't panic. She recalibrates and then dominates.
Coach, you may have been involved in the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that in your mind. First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah. Oh, I gotta go look at all that. Traded? I have no idea what the teams are.
Second time in history now. Jeez, as a player. And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
But let's be honest, losing Asia Wilson is like taking Batman out of the Justice League. The mission doesn't end, but it sure gets harder. Wilson averages 20.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.4 blocks. She's not just a player, she's a force of nature. Now Clark must lead without her. Meanwhile, over on Team Collier, Angel Reese is bragging about her stacked squad even though she's sitting on the bench. Crash out. She said, "If that's what we're calling non-starters now, then sure."
Your followers care about you and love you so much and want to support you, but when it's time for them to show up and vote you in, where their vote, the number of followers that you have on social media, that's going to have an impact on you becoming a starting lineup, on you becoming part of the starting lineup, they're nowhere to be found. So when we hear Angel Reese's famous line that she loves to remind us all,
yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
So it just begs to question, Angel Reese, this was the time for your followers to come and show up for you and prove to everybody that, yeah, your social media following, that has some sort of relevance.
Up 13.3 points and 12.8 rebounds per game. Solid, respectable. But let's be clear, rebounds don't win games, leadership does. And here's where the rivalry collapses under the weight of facts. Clark is the captain of her own team, Reese is hoping to get off the bench, Clark is rewriting All-Star Game rules, Reese is tweeting cryptic one-liners. The media pushed the narrative but reality dragged it into the truth. Clark isn't competing with Reese, she passed her months ago.
Somebody has to tell the truth because everybody's afraid to do it. They make up fake stats and stupid historical. Oh, it's the first time somebody ever had this for Angel Reese all day, but they don't tell her the truth. Angel Reese is the problem in Chicago Sky. And I've been telling you this since last year. You're not going to win a championship the way that they're playing right now. I don't care if they have Nafisa on the team, Breonna Stewart, or even Age on the team. If you play your offense through Angel Reese.
This All-Star Game was supposed to be a celebration, Clark and Wilson finally on the same team at their peak. Instead it's a test, a pressure cooker, a moment of truth. And if you know Caitlin Clark, you know she's ready. She led Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours, broke scoring records like they were made of glass, turned women's basketball into a spectacle. Without Wilson this game becomes something else, a referendum on Clark's leadership. And she wouldn't want it any other way.
And now, in my opinion, I feel like if she's not going to be able to play, I think the next player would probably be Stevens. All right. I think they should go ahead and find a way to get Stevens. As I try to fix this really quick, let me fix this for y'all. Now, if we look at Stevens, man, she averaged 14.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.4 in blocks, shooting 50% from the field and 37 from the three. And also,
A'ja Wilson may or may not play. That's the question. But here's the fact. Caitlin Clark will be ready. She's already proven she can change the game, trade coaches, command headlines, and redefine what leadership looks like. An injury won't derail the Clark Express. This All-Star Game, July 19th, Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Indianapolis. It's still her stage, her moment, her story, and the setback. That's just fuel. Because the comeback, that's going to be legendary.